Yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the AEW Dynamite Sidecast once again here on the Mike the Ref Twitch channel. Good to see everybody here today. We're just getting things started here. 10 minutes till showtime. Well, actually 9 and change according to my clock down there. First of all, welcome everybody. Good to see everybody here. Oh, wait, well, why?
But I'm better than you. And you know it!
Is it going to be one of those nights already? Astrid, this should be going the other way around. It's International Women's Day. We should be celebrating you, not the other way around here. Like, seriously. Good to see you, by the way, Astrid. I hope everybody... Here, since I got a second here, and... Oh, I don't want you to do that. Don't get stupid here on me here, stupid computer. If you guys have a chance, sorry, let me just, since she's in the chat, make sure you guys give Ashley a follow here. We're trying to get her moving here, get her going here. She's been a trusted member over here, Backbreaker, for a while. Definitely give her a follow. Her coverage of women's wrestling, and Impact, NXT. She just does a fantastic job of it, so make sure you give her a follow here. I'm trying to get better at getting these shout-outs here out too, because, you know, a little slacking a little lately. But speaking of shout-outs, I also want to give a shout-out to Beercade YEG here in Edmonton for putting on a great show for AEW Dynamite, AEW Revolution last week. In my opinion, a very solid pay-per-view. Once again, AEW is coming up with solid pay-per-views. There's a couple matches that I really wasn't into, I'll be frankly honest. The Moxley and Page match. You knew it was going to get stupid with the blood and all that crap, so I just... Basically, that was my time to go out and play a little Street Fighter 3. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, by the way. I used some secondary characters that got my ass handed to me after 4 rounds, if anybody's wondering. But also, we're looking at... I will say this. The main event. MJF, Bryan Danielson. An absolute showstopper of a match. With a really crappy ending. I'm sorry, to me, MJF is not going to be credible until he actually gets a credible ending. If he's going to cheat to win every single match, he's just going to become another Jericho. And I think I've expressed my thoughts about Jericho on this show. Jericho and AEW specifically. Like, Jericho and AEW just cannot win straight. Hey, Chad, good to see you here once again this week. And that's one of the big questions here tonight as we're going into our main event. I'm assuming they're going to put it as the main event here. Wardlow taking on Powerhouse Hobbs for the TNT Championship. Now, I don't know how this is going to play out here. I'm assuming that they're probably going to keep Wardlow as champion. Now, here's the fun part. He's a championship without a title. If you didn't hear, the TNT Championship and his gear bag got swiped out of his vehicle during a break-in here in the last couple days, he announced on Twitter. So I'm sure Tony Khan's got a few extra belts on the side, but I know WWE has a bunch in terms of props. But, yeah, I don't know what actually happened with the whole... I know the Jericho situation, they got the championship back, but I don't know what they're going to do about this one. Could it be that they have to use a replica title for the match tonight, or is he actually going to get back? That's the question. my opinion, they're probably going to keep it on Wardlow tonight. Powerhouse Hobbs is going to look like an absolute beast. If they give it to Hobbs, you know that they're going to be pushing Wardlow up the card in that case, because why would you give it to him for 4 days? Like, that would be one of the biggest questions I have right now. Why would you give somebody like Wardlow a title for 4 days after he had such a shitty run with what happened with MJF and all that? So Wardlow thinks Hobbs did it. What kind of swerve would it be if they actually broke the if they went complete kayfabe and had Hobbs go steal the title? I don't think it would be Hobbs that does it, because, well, why would he go steal a title he can win in 4 days anyway? Meh.
One more for the good guys.
Anya Davis, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you having you here. We're on our road to 500 follows here. Jaeger, good to see you here in the chat. I got to get my TV changed over. I forgot about that. I thought Revolution was a good show. Matches all had great action. I'd say the booking was very safe. I don't necessarily agree with any of the booking, but nothing wowed me. I know I've been stressing this over the last while here when it comes to a few people. I was taught by many bookers. Sometimes the most obvious answer is the best one. Just make sure you're telling your story properly. And I think for the most part, they told the story perfectly with every match on that card. The women's match worked out about as well as you could think it would go. In that case, it was Jamie Hayter retaining, and then Ruby finally joining the Legends side, I think you would call it, the WWE side, for lack of a better term. The Outsiders, whatever way you want to call it. I wouldn't have minded if it would have been an unintentional save for Hayter. Or my original pick during the AEW prediction show was the smacking the title across the face at smacking the title and having Saraya take it, unintentionally knocking out Hayter when she was going after Soho. Like, sort of the Soho really didn't pick a side yet, but I don't mind that she did. At least they're doing story progression. Let's hope they're continuing story progression out of that. And then we're going to get to see a little bit of that tonight, as Ruby Soho is going to be taking on Skye Blue in unfortunately, I have to say, the women's match on the card. I wish they were saying there was more, but other matches that are coming up tonight. One that we were supposed to get on the 0 hour, sort of. It looks like Wheeler Yuta might have been injured, so they got Silver and Reynolds taking on Moxley and Castagnoli here for this match. But I thought Moxley would be going on vacation after what happened to him on Sunday. Like, per Jesus, that was a lot of blood. And then, then as well, we got, we'll hear from Hangman Page after his victory, because, he's trying to push himself up. Ricky Starks. I don't know where they're going to go with MJF next here. Do they go to Page or do they go back to Starks? Because I would like to see that Starks fight with MJF be run again, because that was not the best performance out of either man in that match at Winter is Coming here in December. I don't know about you guys. Let me know what you think in the chat here, but who do you think MJF's next opponent should be? Because like I said, we're going to hear from both Hangman and we're going to hear from Ricky Starks. So, and then also one comment that I was told, and it sort of makes sense here right now, is the fact that we don't usually get matches done again at the expense of storylines here. But we're getting the third match between Orange Cassidy and Jay Lethal tonight as well. How much ROH is pre-taped? I literally just finished watching their first show. Yuta's supposed to defend the title against Thatcher on it's Thursday's show, but I forgot to check them as well, Astrid. I've just been so crazy this week, even though it's the 1 week I'm on vacation here. I like the highlight package coming out of Revolution here that they're using a bunch of quick clips for their entrance on Dynamite tonight, outside their normal entrance here. In terms of how much they pre-taped, I believe it was 4 weeks. I assume they did it all the way up to the pay-per-view, because the pay-per-view is at the end of the month here. So I would assume they tape all their matches up until March 31st. So that would take, yeah. Oh, yeah. Once again, let me get the prediction up here for you guys. Of course, they're leading the show again with this, which... let's face it, for a while now, I don't think anybody would have expected Orange Cassidy to be leading off every show here for Dynamite when you were looking at this just a few months ago. All right, let me get the 20 minutes put on here, and I'm excited for Willow versus Athena. Yeah, I heard it was an absolute banger of a match, so I'm looking forward to it. So, oh, and Astrid, yeah, you're once again correct. 2 nights you were there for one of them. Hey, that guy has his belt still. Yeah, we were just talking about that with they're sending everybody else to the back. All right, this is interesting. So, by the way, hi, I'm Darth Mick. Good to see you here tonight. If you guys aren't familiar with what Darth Mick's talking about, we talked about it quickly at the start of the show here. Somebody broke into Wardlow's vehicle and stole his gear and title. So, this is the second title that's been stolen in AEW, with Chris Jericho losing the AEW Championship to somebody the first week that they had the championship. Light the beam. Ha! Audio errors already. Even Lethal's looking like, what the hell are you guys doing up there? So, the one thing we've always commented about AEW is the fact that their production is not the best. They all, don't get me wrong, they've done a lot of great things, but sometimes they'll just do some stupid stuff, and they just did one there. I remember working some indie shows where they actually had the play-by-play and the color commentators actually over the loudspeaker, and it didn't feel very organic when you're trying to watch that way. Backslide, beautiful. Ooh. So who do you think is actually going to take the title off Orange Cassidy? Will it be Jay Lethal tonight, or do you think they're going to have somebody else? Because let's face it right now, the 2 secondary titles are going to be the focus of the show here for the next little bit. I'm assuming MJF does not wrestle. He's going to end up with a Brock Lesnar schedule, if you ask me. Hey, Zodiac, how you doing tonight, sir? Hope you're having an absolutely fantabulous time here, along with everybody else here. I am going to throw this out here, and I'm going to make it very cryptic because I don't know exactly what's going to happen here yet. Very sunburned. Where do I got this here? I need a booth. I need a boo button. I don't believe I have a boo button. The reason I say I need a boo button is the fact that it's minus 14 Celsius here in Edmonton, Alberta right now. For Americans, that's about 3 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you're getting sunburned, I'm assuming you're somewhere around 90 to 100 degrees, just baking out and having fun. Jaeger, this is a common sports movie trope where the commentary playing on the loudspeakers in the stadium. This doesn't really happen. Maybe in some high school American football, yeah. And like I said, I've seen it in a couple wrestling promotions that actually have done it. Nice cover. Whoa. Nice. Did you notice how Lethal recovered over an under rotation by Cassidy there? He was supposed to go for a tilt-a-whirl and he didn't get himself flipped over enough, so. Had to be outside all day yesterday. It was around 85 Fahrenheit. Oh, I wish. We've had a couple days here where we've been in the 40s. And about 2 weeks ago, but I'm just glad I booked my holidays the way I did. I'm actually on my second last day of holidays before I go back to work on Friday. I think Orange drops it to someone else that will go on tour with it, essentially. I could just imagine. And this is just me. I'm really hoping that Evil Uno can win it. Bring it to Edmonton here for his Top Talent appearance April 13th. If we could get that, I think it would be pretty sweet. Ready to go on yours? Oh, ready to go on your vacation. That's right. What, you leave tomorrow, don't you, Astrid, for a couple weeks? Because, yeah, you did the NXT review last night, I do believe. Yeah. Sorry. Brain in neutral here. I've been working on editing a lot of videos today. Oh, Friday. Okay. So you're going to get to go to the screen premiere tomorrow first, though. But, yeah, I uploaded another 6 gaming videos. I got 36 gaming videos in the queue right now, so we're good to the middle of April. Almost. Swerve would be a great title holder? Yeah, absolutely. Like, basically anybody that shows up on Rampage would be a great title holder for that All-Atlantic. Is Lethal actually going to do it? Channeling his inner Jeff Jarrett there. Ooh. If not there, then another title. There's just so many good wrestlers here that don't get the exposure that you need. But for all I know, he could be an absolute top wrestler on Rampage every week. I just don't get a chance to see it. I know personally I still have to sign up for Honor Club yet. I haven't been able to watch last week yet. Oh, and I go for the shin breaker here. Oh. Okay, that's going to hurt. As we're about to head into picture number 1 tonight. It very well could be possible that Orange could lose it tonight. It's funny because people forget when you have a pay-per-view schedule like you do right now for AEW, where it's basically four pay-per-views a year. We do have Forbidden Door and whatnot that I just consider special events. It's trust me, it's on a different social level, but it's on the equivalent of the Saudi Arabia shows that were originally started in WWE. I think Swerve has main evented Rampage the last 2 weeks. He's so dang good. He does things no one else does. Absolutely. Like, Swerve, when he got signed, he was one of the biggest gets in AEW here under the new, like, leaving NXT to come to, or leaving NXT 2.0 essentially. Even though he just made it to the SmackDown roster. Oh no, everybody else made SmackDown roster. My bad. Let me correct myself there. That's what happens when you don't watch enough WWE stuff to keep up here. Only thing I know right now about is the fact that Top Dollar and Michael Cole are healing each other out, even though Cole never gets in the ring anymore. But guys like Swerve and Keith Lee's look, I think we're going to have to get into Tekken a little bit just so I can show you guys what his new outfit and look is based on. It's actually based on a character in the game. Leon has the nice white coat and all that, and Keith Lee's actually come out and said that his new look, his new gear, it's inspired by him. So once again, video games and wrestling sort of mixing in together, which is always great. A little disappointed we didn't get to see the debut of the video game on the weekend. I wanted that announcement, but of course they don't want to give it to us. AEW All Access March 29. Don't know if you had the commercial for it or not. I only saw the one during the pay-per-view. And Astrid once again was bang on with the date. March 29. I made sure I got it out there as soon as I saw that. So shout out to Astrid for being bang on that. But it's going to be interesting. Oh, you just got one. We didn't get it. Because for the Canadian commercials, they very rarely show anything AEW related. The only way that people in Canada know about AEW wrestling is either A, by watching it, or B, on the ticker on TSN. The TSN's the channel we have it on. It's basically the ESPN equivalent here in Canada. On the ticker on the bottom, they do regularly have advertising spots for both Rampage and for Dynamite. Rampage, they advertise that it is available online. And I love how Orange is still selling the injury after gutting it out with a suplex like that in a brainbuster. So I want to quickly throw something up for you guys here. Since you guys are wrestling, is TSN owned by ESPN? No, TSN is owned by Bell Media, which is one of our big, basically one of the biggest TV companies here in Canada. Basically the guys that run our internet or run our TVs as well. So TSN is owned by Bell. Sportsnet's run by Rogers. Basically, that's the two major ones up here. Fight Network is owned by Anthem, which runs Impact Wrestling, which I'm sure you guys know about. And if you don't, check out Making an Impact every Thursday or every Monday on a repeat on our YouTube channel. Yes, I'm full of plugs today. Man, these two work so well together. I know I've been talking a lot. I don't think enough respect goes to Jay Lethal here just because of the position he's in. Oh, there we go. That was the DDT he was trying to hit earlier, and then he missed it, so Lethal quickly dropped to a knee and put it into a backbreaker. It didn't look perfect, but it looked a hell of a lot better than it could have been if he didn't get caught like that. Uh-oh, here we go. Oh, and look at Orange. That is so smart by Orange Cassidy right there. Like, you know, when you're getting put into a hold, first thing you got to do is try and break the hold the way it was set up, if you can, right? Like, if somebody's setting up a sleeper and they don't have the arm completely tucked behind the head, smack the hand, get the hand out of there. And it'll help you clean up a little faster. I love how this match is setting up here right now. But after this match, I do have a bit of an announcement to make. It's not completely formal yet, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit of info about something coming up on the stream that you might... Oh, the hell? Oh, the crowd's getting into it. Gotta love it. Ha! That's how you sucker somebody into that. That was awesome. You were wondering when he was eventually going to pull that off, right? Like, it'll be interesting if Ruby comes out with a new look tonight. I don't know. Like, I do expect her to come out with her two friends, but the only look I think that she's going to come out with is like fluorescent green instead of fluorescent red. To me, that would be the only change that they would make. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in that spot there. So is Lethal going to go for an elbow when his arm's all... Oh, there it is again. Wow! Out of nowhere! Out of nowhere! Oh, you gotta love it. You haven't seen the real cutter out of nowhere in a while. Pretty fantastic spot there, if you ask me. So my next guess is there is another one that joins the group next, Athena. I personally think they're not going to touch the extra members for a while now. At least on that side of the deck. They got to get somebody to balance things off on the face side first. Yeah, that's eventually where we're ending up as a women's war games. That's how you do it. That was a hell of a way to finish that off there. See, both guys had certain body parts injured, and they played it off that, you know, the last guy to pull off his move to gut through the pain was going to win it. And Jay Lethal couldn't use his arm. And Orange just managed to pull out that shoulder there. Like, see? This was an absolutely spectacular match. And I'm not just saying that because you just gained 1,000 points there, Darth Mix, so... But in terms of women's war games, yes, I do believe that's where the end result's going to be here. I got to feel here goes Paul Walter Hauser coming out of the back. Or else somebody's coming up the back end to attack Orange. One or the other. Watch this. It'll be Jarrett coming in for the... Oh, yep. There we go. Yeah, of course it'd be Jarrett. So this feud's still going to keep going with Jarrett there instead of Lethal. It's amazing how much Jarrett has actually gotten over in his time back. Like, I knew he'd be good, but that was a great sell by Jay on the lethal injection into absolute. Absolutely, Agger. You're bang on there. Like, that was. How old is Jarrett? Is Dirt an answer? By the way, hi, Dr. Wario. Let me do a quick check for you guys. While we're going here. I love how it comes up as Jeff Ferret on my phone, not Jeff Jarrett. 55. He's only 55. Which is shocking to me. So he's basically the same age as Sting. Like, I think Sting's like 55, 56, somewhere in there, right? Oh, now they're showing the tweet about the break-in. I thought he was Sting old, but Sting's not that old. That's right, Sting's 62. That's right. So he says he doesn't have the championship. He doesn't have the championship, but he's allowed to be called a champion. That I like that distinction. I love how Hobbs is getting a donut over. Like, I swear to God, Tim Horton should be sponsoring that Face of the Revolution ladder match. All right, time for a little promo spot. So we get to see where Ricky's heading now. So all right, folks, let me know in the chat, who do you want to see Ricky face next? While we're waiting for him to get down to the ring. I will say this, I did pull off quite a bit of a Ricky face at Beercade this weekend. Taking on a few of the fans at the show was actually booing me pretty hard. My reputation supersedes me at Beercade, so Swerve is the answer to everything. Yeah, if you want to talk about moguls, like I don't know, like, do you run it back with MJF already? Because MJF's going to need one opponent between now and Double or Nothing. But yeah, Swerve versus Starks would be just insane. Ricky versus Miro. That would be a nice little X factor to come back. I'd love to just see Miro come back, period. Man, they're going all over the NBA places tonight or this week, so at least they're going to the successful teams. You're staying out of LA right now. Sorry if that's a sick burn on the Clippers and the Lakers, but the Raptors are coming in. You know, we got to have all the hope we can for their victories here. Yeah, that's pretty much what we've been asking for the last 10 minutes here. Ha! Thanks. What, is his contract up? No way! No freaking way! You want a debut? We got a debut! Oh. Not the exact debut we were looking for, but frick! I'll take it! Juice Robinson straight out of NJP. Well, not straight out of it, but I thought that was going to be Jay White. I seriously thought that was going to be the Jay White announcement. But you know what? Juice Robinson, if this is the way you introduce him to the Dynamite crowd, I'm in. Former tag partner of David Finlay. No, it's not Forbidden Door. Juice actually walked out on New Japan. It could feel like it, but no, Juice left his contract a little while ago, so he's actually been competing in AEW. Of course, he's probably on Dark more than anything because, they just didn't have a spot for him. But like I was saying off the top of the show here, when you have a 4 pay-per-view schedule, this is the start. This is the first night after the pay-per-views. So now we're going to start seeing some new feuds develop, some new rivalries. And to me, this is absolutely fantabulous. Oh, and the other factor I think sort of helps out as well is we got another couple in AEW with Tony Storm and Juice Robinson are a thing behind the scenes. Not that that matters a whole lot, but it's always nice to see when couples get a chance to beat up people together. So, yeah, that was a good get. That is a great get on Starks, and that isn't somebody I expected. But that is going to be a hell of a match. But speaking of things that are going to be unbelievable, great matches and whatnot, put this down your calendar, folks. Missed the debut. Who was it? It was Juice Robinson. Juice Robinson made his re-debut, I guess a better way to put it. He came out and attacked Ricky Starks and laid him out. So it was really quick here. So just so you guys know, I am going to be doing a fundraiser. It's going to be sort of an ongoing project. I thought it was somebody new. I thought it was Jay White. I'll be perfectly honest. But you notice I can't never get through an announcement because as soon as I see the chat, I have to respond. I'm like, my mind just... Anyway, I am going to be starting to do some more fundraising stuff here going forward. If you're a wrestling fan, you might want to put the 25th of March in your calendar because I got some ideas about something I'm going to be cooking up here. So that's a Saturday, by the way, if anybody's wondering. It'll be a Saturday night stream. Depending if logistics work, and I can't really figure it out because certain things haven't been produced yet and I haven't got them yet. So if we can make it work, I will be doing a fundraiser for the Canadian Red Cross. So that's my newest fundraising, I guess partner would be the best way to put it. I love the fact that he's got an FDR shirt on, Wardlow. Okay. All right, well, at least they're trying to make a positive out of a negative, right? Because after that lost championship and whatnot. Can you maybe NHL 23 we'll see. I'm not really not looking at it that way. If there's a collab project I'm working on, Hockey Kid, I appreciate it, but so Ruby's gone back to the old gear. So that sort of settles our question from earlier here. Saying no man will take him legit made me just laugh seeing someone took the belt from him. Well, maybe it wasn't a man that did it. Maybe it was a woman that stole it out of there. So they get a promo spot and a match, or are they just going to have a match right now? Okay. Oh, here come the DMD chats. Oh, this crowd loves Statlander. Yeah, so they booed you. That doesn't mean you have to join the baddies. Well, this is where that gear sound comes in. What if Renee started signing with this outsider group? I don't know if they really want to go with any of the heel authority figure, heel commentator, heel, all that. Because they got rid of Taz when he was starting to be a heel manager as well there. It'd be interesting. It'd be a nice swerve because, Renee's had some spice, but not a real personality. So wow. I love this. No, it's because you've been booked into the ground. It's not you being an outcast. Whoa, here we go. All right. I'm going to make this quick, guys, if I can. I wish I could type faster. I should have known they were going to do this right now, but at least they moved the women's match to a different spot again. They are starting to do that on the regular. All right, predictions are up for you guys. Yeah, that was an absolutely great promo. Like, the fact that they can open up and just be themselves, like, you could see when Ruby was talking like that, she was actually feeling it. It wasn't one of those Okay, well, I'm just trying to get this through kind of thing. And let's face it, I don't like to compare the both because they're like, it's turning into apples and sweat socks in many ways here, but when it comes to the Fed, outside of the... Okay, sorry, little thing that bugs me there. You do a step up enziguri and you flat back, you should be going on your face. Ooh, that was a nice slap. But I absolutely love this new attitude on Ruby. This is like perfect. And they're getting a picture-in-picture spot, which is always good as well. Getting 2 segments on this. But yeah, eventually I do think that we're going to get the Blood and Guts match for the women here coming up. Usually Blood and Guts runs... I want to say April. It's like halfway in between. It's halfway between the 2 pay-per-views. Maybe it's even June. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning, Astrid. It's all... Tony Khan has been doing this lately. Like every second week, he'll move the women's match to a different spot on the card. He'll move the women's match to second, whether it be to there or whether it be the main event spot they got it once in a while. It'd be sort of cool to have International Women's Day have the women main event, but being the fact that we're going to get a street fight in the main event, it sort of makes sense that they're going to run Hobbs and Wardlow at the main event spot here, but I got a little bit confused about Spain there, Darth, but I don't mind, you know. So, have you ever run into a situation where you're having 2 conversations with 2 different people, and then you just randomly text the right words to the wrong person, and the conversation just goes off on a tangent some other way? I've had that more than once happen to me. Then you have to try to explain it, and it ends up taking about 3 or 4 texts to explain it. Then if it's something embarrassing, you're going to have to tell the first person that you were supposed to send that to what happened here, because, you know, it's all about the hilarity of it happening. As long as you're not doing it as sending a mass text about who's the winner. Oh, yeah, Darth Mick. I'll give you that one there. Typing a message for your girlfriend and sending it to your friend instead. I'm free to be for anybody, but you know, when you have a friend has done that numerous times in your group. Yeah, I've seen it happen too. The funniest one I've seen. Sorry, I'll jump over there for a sec. God, do I love how Ruby's just... Her aggression's gone through the roof, and she looks so much more comfortable out there right now. Like, she seems to be such a good prick. I hate to put it that way. Just, yeah, it fits her. Sometimes you got to branch out discreetly, yeah. Sorry, Zodiac. That's a delayed rim shot for that. The best one I've heard so far is our local radio station, our sports talk station. We have like for those that know, we are the home of the Edmonton Oilers here in Edmonton. We have one sports station, and then we have a new sports station that actually covers the Oilers. Like they got the rights and they have the shows related to them and that. Well, the sports station will repeatedly receive text meant for the other show that runs during the same time. So, I'm sorry, Dr. Wario, but I am an Oilers fan. I always will be. I was a fan of the Oilers in the early 2000s. Oh, there you go, Skye. Keep telling myself I need to give them all different names, but my ex-wife, my boss, and my friend all have the same first name. I'm always terrified of getting mixed up. That has gotta suck. All right, that's it. Jagger, I feel so sorry for you because you have to actually triple check every message you send. They got the paid to see Will Hobbs, and here comes the other two ladies adorned with paint cans. Let's hope one of them works. If you guys didn't see, last time Tony tried to use a paint can, it didn't work. Oh, here we go. Willow Nightingale coming up into the Green for St. Patty's Day. That's next week. All right. Theories on Athena joining this group have just increased by 75%. See, maybe this would be the smarter one to do because, you know, they probably didn't want to give Skye any of that paint, but you just end up doing it on the shirts that, oh. Just waiting to see the NWO print on them after here. It also depends. Who are they going to use to stop her right now? Because are they going to try and cool down this feud with Jamie Hayter? That's the big thing. I wonder if they're actually going to try and cool that down, but... Uh-oh. Does Jade turn eventually? Chris Statlander return? Get to that in a sec. Okay. That was a nothing promo, but we'll see what comes up out of it. Okay. That 6-man tag's going to be fun. Does Jade turn eventually? Chris Statlander return? Statlander's supposed to return, from what I heard, early spring. So we are starting to get into the range where she's about to get ready here. When it's a knee joint after any of those muscles in the knee after you've injured them once, and now it's a second time, you know it's going to take a lot to get back. So I do believe it was the other leg that had it this time, but what I'd like to see is Jade do a temporary flip over into the face side to help out the originals, and Chris Statlander be that mysterious fifth woman for that team because they can never find a hometown person. Then at the end of the match, Statlander, whether it's Statlander attack Jade or Jade attack Statlander, that should be the match that you set up to get rid of the TBS Championship off of Jade. And if you want to make Jade a face here going forward, you flip Jade, you bring Chris Statlander in, the AEW Originals win that match, and then you have Statlander attack Jade, and that sets up that title match. Statlander wins it, and Jade can move up into the main title scene. So to me, that just makes the most sense, because I know that most reports going out there saying it was supposed to be Statlander who's supposed to take the title off of Jade, and that's why there's so much of a stalling right now, because literally they don't want to do it to anybody else but Statlander, which credit to him about it, but who's the fifth outsider? I'm still holding out, and I'm still thinking, and I'm still pushing for this. That's exactly what I'm thinking of Darth McMonet. I'm still thinking Mercedes Moné, for the fact that she gets to participate in the first ever women's blood and guts match. Because she's been in that habit of just trying to pad a resume with everything that is, everything that's a first, everything that's new, everything that's spectacular. Like she has become the first person to defeat the IWGP Women's Champion ever. So I know that's other language for being the second champion, but at the same time, she's the first person that won the title off somebody. Oh God. The one thing I hate about what's going on with MJF is the fact we're gonna have to hear these long promos still. So he has to celebrate his birthday in Winnipeg. That is the ultimate gift for MJF. The worst thing that could happen there is he gets signed by the Jets. All right, predictions up for the next match here. Would you have it that Monet as a mystery last member revealed at the pay-per-view? Probably probably not, because it's not going to be a pay-per-view. It's going to be a TV match. The Blood and Guts was never on a pay-per-view. All right. I'm going to leave the prediction up here because they screwed up. They still wanted to have... they advertised that this 6-man tag is going to be next, but I think with 20 minutes, you got plenty of time to put the predictions in. If we get another match in between, we will cancel it and restart it, so... I love the pop here for FTR. Like it's amazing. And I know that a lot of people are upset about the whole contract situation and whatever and all the teases. And I actually don't mind the teasing whatsoever because, frankly, as far as I'm concerned, just wait till the damn thing happens because you actually might enjoy it a little bit more in that case. You gotta love the fact that 3 minutes in, Dax has already got stitches from Sunday. Good old Sacramento, I love you. I appreciate this crowd tonight. Sometimes you'll get a dead crowd, and this one absolutely is not dead. That took a skill to lose 3 titles in a month. Reach for the sky, boys. Why would you say they're good? They're not good. Okay, you can say that. They're the future, but not right now. Thank you. All right. I like this promo. I like the fact he's just being straight up on this. Aww. And you love how just a simple promo like this is going to get this rivalry put into overdrive right now. You seen MJF stuff on fans during the commercial breaks? I'll be frank with you, Dr. Warrior. I have seen some of that stuff, and I just... Right now, there's a reason why I mentioned during the preview show that I don't know how long MJF is going to keep that championship. For the mere fact that every time he opens his mouth, it's cheap heat. And eventually, cheap heat is going to run out to be no heat. I love this with Dax. Like, see, you look at an MJF promo, you look at a promo like this. You watch an FTR promo like this, there you can feel the energy, you can feel the sincerity, you can feel the simple, I don't care what you guys think, this is what I believe, and this is why I gotta go. Whoa! What Canadian... Whoa, hold on here. What Canadian can she be talking about? Like, don't get me wrong. If you want a shoot answer, I got a different shoot answer compared to what will be coming up on the screen here. But in terms of getting over for women in Canada right now, like the top one in AEW is the Bunny right now. So I would have to say the Bunny. You could probably maybe bring in Lufisto for it. Like as far as I'm concerned, you bring in either a Veda Scott, a Nicole Matthews, a Zoe Sager. In terms of Canadian women, like, there's your creme de la creme right there. You could bring in Liza Hall. Yeah, with Dax, it feels like acting. If it feels real, with MJF, even if it feels good, he still feels artificial. Like he really doesn't believe what he's saying. And that's one thing. I'll be perfectly honest. When I started on Twitch here and when I started commentating and when I started giving my opinions about stuff, I actually really had to fight that a lot myself as well. With the fact that I always felt that even though it's what I thought, and the fact that I talk in a lot of... Oh, there you go, Darth Mick. Bam! Sorry. Threw that right out there. Yeah, she's from BC. Yeah, like Taya Valkyrie definitely could be a pick, and the fact that she works for Impact might actually work out as well. So she's part of the Death Dolls still, I do believe. So unless that taping, the last taping is the last she was there, Astra would know better than I would, but either way, that's an interesting choice. If we could get her on there. Either way, I see Jade still winning here. Like I said, Statlander's probably going to be your last, is going to be the one to take the title off of her, but yeah, like I said, the hardest thing for me is, like, I do talk in a lot of cliches. I do have a lot of catchphrases I use. But it's all part of who I am. It's not that I'm looking to be a smart ass when it comes to a lot of the cliche stuff I say, like I digress and whatnot. And it's just the way I was brought up. I was brought up in a world of cliches, in a world of TV. It's sort of like in the Transformers movie, 1986. Go back and watch it, folks. If you're that young, it's probably one of the best animated movies you'll ever see. It's like Wreck-Gar. He talks TV. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. even Jericho's shtick, like, for the most part, it's forgiven because most of his matches are generally entertaining. But the main event of Revolution with MJF and Danielson was sort of a microcosm of what Jericho's matches are in a lot of ways. Pulls off a lot of great action in the match, and then just the ending is just like, why? Like, really, all 6. Like I said, there's a bit of a shtick on all of them, but can we also please give a shout out to Jake Hager and his beautiful hat? Which, by the way, if you want a hat like that, we do have those hats available in. Those hats are available in our merch store. So if you need a bucket hat like that, we do have them available. Transformers, you got to watch close. That show is more than meets the eye. And I'll also throw in one of those too, because A+ on that one. I don't know, it's weird tonight. I'm not as full of humor as I usually am here. Then, of course, there's Dante Martin, who's doing, like, triple backflips just, as he's breathing. Jesus. Oh, and there's Ange. All right. As long as we're going to commercial on this crap, I'm okay with it. All right. Back in the old Jimmy Fallon early days, he had a recurring bit with a guy in a Mets bucket hat. Dad, I don't remember it, but I do remember it in a way. Like, if you asked me about a segment, I couldn't tell you, but I do remember seeing something like that. So here's a question for you, Chad, as we go along here. What's your favorite weird gimmick that you enjoyed seeing in wrestling? Let's just stick to wrestling right now. Like, for me, in many ways, it was Jimmy Hart, and he always had a special suit for every single wrestler that he had. Like, as soon as he went to the back, he immediately changed jackets, changed pants, and he could be doing, like, for example, if you go through WrestleMania, I believe it's 3, there's a manager pretty much on every match. And there's some where some managers are going back to back, and they do outfit changes in between the matches. So you can just imagine how quick those changes were. Zodiac, you're going with Al Snow. You like the mannequin head? I could sit behind that. I could get behind that as well. That's a solid choice there. You know what? I'm just going to give you this because I'm not even going to repeat that because that's a clippable moment. The right to censor I'll see your right to censor, Darth Mick, and I'm going to go with Stevie Richards always wearing white socks. Very consistently, every show, wearing white socks just to prove what kind of nerd he was, and the fact that JR could put that over. My God, was that a humorous bit. That was great. And also the song, it's funny. I'm not going to pull it up because, of course, if I play the music, I'll get flagged here by YouTube fast so you can say, what the hell's going on? But the fact there was an actual beat behind that stupid buzzer that they had with right to censor, and there was just like this little go back and check, because I swear if you put it up loud enough, you can hear it in the background. And to me, that is one of the most hilarious things, period. IRS was fun. Fun fact about IRS there. And it's one of the biggest faux pas now. And I know this especially happened during the 92 match with the Road Warriors at SummerSlam in Wembley. IRS actually wore a real tie, not a clip-on. Makeshift. By the way, good to see you. Yeah, Ivory was the fourth person. Young version of me liked Alex Wright and The Wall. I had high hopes for them for some reason. The fact that he used to be called Berlin earlier, so. But yeah, Darth, thank you for being all over that. I remember Ivory very well. Lisa Moretti. She absolutely loved that role too. Santino Marella say Baptista and the Norman Smiley wiggle. Yeah. The fact that he would pull out the wiggle anytime during a match, that was pretty amazing. And if any of you are too young to understand some of these names that we're bringing up here, do yourself a favor. Peacock is a hell of a thing in the States. The network is even better in Canada. Yeah, originally it was The Wall, and then it became Berlin. And then the R-Truth, yeah, like, that's probably the best gimmick we got going right now in Zodiac, is R-Truth. Even though he's not out there right now, is the fact, like, not out as like he's out with an injury, right? But when he was out there, like, the fact that he would come out every time he came out for a stipulation match, he'd always come out with a different item coming out. Lance Storm renaming all the belts. That was just one change. I love the fact that these are always changing. Did the network actually censor all the chair shots, spin longs, and chicken? They actually did. They actually do leave the pause in there for the chair shots for the most part. I'm actually spoiled with the fact that I have a lot of VHSs and DVDs of those original pay-per-views. But yeah, for the most part, all those chair shots are edited. Poor Alex Wright, he was a good wrestler with a good look. He was... Well, let's put it this way. If you put Alex Wright here in 2022, or 2023 for that matter, he would be over like Rover. But back then, WCW, you were a cruiserweight, you were nothing. LA Knight for King of the Ring. We can talk about that. Oh. Jake Hager with a bat. Like I said, once again, screwy finish. Jericho cannot go one match without... Jericho, once again, has to have a screwy finish with somebody, right? And the biggest problem is next week, he is going to be so goddamn over.
One more for the good guys.
Hamilton Oliveira, thank you for the follow, my friend. Appreciate it. Enjoy having you here. Enjoy the chat. The Saskatchewan Hardcore Intercontinental title. Light the beam. That's where that side's coming from. Okay. But I hope everybody's just... Such a great title. Yeah, like all those titles that Jericho or Storm lined off there. You notice he has to say sports entertainers because as soon as he says sports entertainment, WWE flags these guys and sues the hell out of them. Really? Really? So we got J.A.S. versus... Oh yeah, Darthwick agreed, but I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. House of Black versus J.A.S. Just rattle that through your minds here a little bit. Oh. They need to get murdered against the House of Black. That's what I'm thinking should happen. I'd love this to be not the House of Black. Nope, there we go. All the rumors of the Elite being done have been highly exaggerated. I really do hope these guys stay here. Like with all the BS that's going on and the overstatement of everything. What is... Oh, God. So now we're getting into a point here. So what is Callis doing? No, you have this trios match in Winnipeg, guys. Oh, they're setting up for Winnipeg next week. This is going to be insane. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Howard Death Knight Triangle not in the discussion. I haven't seen Pac in a while. Let's put it that way. Well, of course they're going to do it because it's 5-on-3. Oh, here we go. Wait. What? Are we getting a 9-way match? Wait. We're sure. When... Guys, throw this out here for me here right now. Help me wrap my head around this. Have we ever had a triple threat trios match? I can't remember one either. So this is pretty insane if you ask me. So you want to create a main event? They're doing a first ever in Winnipeg next week. So let's just throw 9 guys in a... The last time I heard of a trios match like this, we were doing the insane, the crazy, the... I don't know what to tell you, but it was that... Well, okay. Woo-hoo. All right. I like this. I like this. Oh, and they got the video package and everything ready to go. I like this. We'll get to the trios match here in a second, but oh, this is going to be good. This is the kind of crossover that we've been waiting for with Warner Discovery and AEW. If they're going to start doing stuff like this more often, this will get more eyes on the product. And the fact that they've rebranded the title, I am so thankful for that. I am so happy that they're changing it because, you know, All Atlantic #1 is hard to type, hard to remember because I used to call it, what was it? All Atlantic, All Pacific, Mid-Atlantic. It's an international title because they're doing an international matches for it. So I'm with that. Tony Khan needs to blink more. Tony Khan doesn't blink. He doesn't sleep. He doesn't blink. So many people think he doesn't, you know, he doesn't think. That's what a lot of people say. I'm just going to throw it out there. Double J's going to win at 80. I don't think Jarrett's allowed to do anything well in Canada after the last time he was here. For the record, the last time that Jarrett was in Canada, he was in Alberta. And he was so off his rocker that he ended up checking himself into rehab 3 days later. I sort of make the joke these days that RCW was so bad at the time that it drove WWE Hall of Famer to go into rehab. I'm giving myself one of these just for that. Thank you. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. You deserve another one of those as well. But yeah, getting back to that trios match. The last time I think we honestly saw the trios match like that would have been War Games. War Games WCW, they ran 3 teams of 3. Or no, wait, WWE threw a War Games match with trios in there as well, but yeah, I can't think of any other circumstances outside the War Games stipulation where we've actually had 3 teams of 3 go at it and there's a championship involved. So I would really like them to see them. Well, I don't actually, no, let me correct myself. I'd like to see him do ECW rules for the trios title, but at the same time, I don't want the House of Black being eliminated first, because Winnipeg on Winnipeg action is going to be happening somewhere in that match. But I don't want to see the House of Black lose it. I honestly think it's going to be Garcia or Guevara in there to take the pin on someone. Probably Malachi's going to get it just to prove their dominance once again. But I could just say point blank, that match is going to be freaking insane. Anybody in Alberta going to Winnipeg for that show is definitely going to be given a hell of a show here. And yes, it was Hollywood versus Wolfpack versus WCW. Wow. John Cena wouldn't have tapped out. John Cena wouldn't have been there at 60 minutes. Whoa. Danielson's going for a vacation, folks. All right, we got another tag match starting now. It's so weird because we're so used to having a women's match in this spot right now, but all right, predictions are up for the next match here, folks. Yeah, it makes me wonder how much you wonder if Mox is going to eat the pin on this just to get over the Dark Order in the condition that they might actually be strong enough to last. I'm just, with all due respect and all honesty here, just for the fact that this is here, I'm happy to see that Mox is okay. For all that crap that him and Paige went through on Sunday, Like, I get the entertainment. I know they're trying to protect themselves the best they can, but damn did he go through a lot of crap there. So, yeah, this one was originally scheduled to be on the pre-show with Wheeler Yuta and Moxley spots. So, I only have to assume that Wheeler's not 100% here. I'd love to see Wheeler Yuta or Evil Uno come out here just to be in the corner to help out, but... Well, if Moxley wants to cover up any injuries, that's the easiest way to do it. Beat the living crap out of your opponent first. Walks out, hits tag, comes in. Why didn't you just beat him up first? But it would be nice to see Moxley and Castagnoli, even though Castagnoli is ROH exclusive right now, like, he is the ROH champion and he should be treating the belt, you know, a little more seriously, for lack of a term. I'd like to see Castagnoli be a little bit more exclusive to the ROH brand rather than being here on Dynamite, on Rampage, on Dark. Like, you got a weekly TV program. I could say the only real excuse on the side would be if he stays in the tags like this, and the fact they're trying to fight for a tag championship that, let's face it, the ROH Tag Championship ain't going to be defended anytime soon. Mr. Vic, how the hell you doing tonight? Folks, if you want to talk good wrestling, before you check out Make an Impact on Wednesdays, or sorry, on Thursdays, make sure you check out HPC 2 Sweet here and the Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots podcast. Let me get a little shout out here for you here. There we go. If you guys aren't following him yet, please do. He is, they got a hell of a great show every week. And it's a perfect lead into Making an Impact with Astrid, who's been in the chat, and just great wrestling talk and great people. It's always very important to enjoy some good people, so. And Vic, don't let me forget. You're here while you read. I don't blame you, Astrid. Like, I will say this. I don't try to give too much commentary as to what's going on in the matches because, well, we've learned through here that there is a delay. There is a bit of a delay depending on what your broadcast is. So if you guys are wondering why I don't count the falls or anything like that as we're going along, it's because, yeah, there is a delay for some people here watching, so. But yeah, it's great to have everybody here tonight. I do appreciate it. We're getting bigger every week, and I've just been noticing that not only here, but for the rest of the streams that have been going on, so. Use a stream and it's always delayed. Yeah, That's why I try to keep it, for the most part, very general as to what's going on. Because, yeah, if you start you start talking about endings, I start spoiling it for people, and I know a lot of people got upset when we talked about finishes real quick versus letting them breathe a little bit and then talking about them. And like I said, it's all about finding a groove, and we've been finding a groove here going on. But yeah, it's pretty awesome right now about everything going on here with AEW, and watching this match here, you'd sort of expect Reynolds to be the guy to take the pounding in the ring, because that's usually just his role whenever he's in a match. Johnny Hungy gets the power tag, and I say power tag because it's not a hot tag. It is just straight power every time he gets in there. So, and we're just getting a commercial for AEW and Wiener Peg coming up next Wednesday. So, and now with Vic, I don't know how much you've been watching a Dynamite tonight, but seeing that we are going to get our first ever. You see that Downey commercial? Nope. We're getting... Vic, you've been watching wrestling a long time. Maybe you can help us out here. Have you ever seen a trios triple threat match outside of War Games? Because that's what we're getting next week. We're getting a Winnipeg versus the champs in a trios title match next week, which is going to be absolutely insane. Like, we all expected some version of Omega versus Jericho, because that's what you do in Winnipeg. But yeah, we're getting the Elite versus the J.A.S. versus the House of Black for the Trios Championship. So, feels like something probably ROH might have done, but you don't remember anything? Yeah, I'd have to go back a little seriously into the ROH record book to see if there was anything, but not entirely worried about that right now. But then the other big announcement that they made for next week is they're retiring the All-Atlantic Championship, and they've replaced it with the AEW International Championship. And Tony Khan has announced that it is in conjunction with Time Warner. So as much as they say it's in conjunction with Time Warner and the debut of Shazam, the Shazam sequel, which they did, they are previewing that movie with it, which is awesome. The fact that they're working a little bit more with Time Warner is actually a very good sign for the fight for 2024 and the contracts that are coming up. Because if you guys haven't heard, based on some of the demographics and whatnot that are going on, there's a potential that the new Fox deal that comes out for WWE at the beginning of next year, when they re-sign it, or if they sign it, might be at a reduced rate, just based on numbers and what they were expecting and return on investment and all that stuff. There's a chance that it could actually be either a lower rate or they just don't sign. I'd have to look up the Thurston tweet to bring it up to you guys here, but it was earlier this week about it, looking at return on investment numbers and whatnot. I'm sure they're going to get their money, but I'm really worried about WWE if they end up selling to the Saudis. But we could almost do it in such a different podcast just on that, which you can cover with the Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots later on. So, you wonder how much Moxley really does have in the tank. Like, it's amazing how many death matches he goes into and whatnot. And Silver gets caught. Well, look at this amateur wrestling here. Straight jacket choke. Wow. All right. It's amazing. Like, Claudio's never indicated that he's gone heel or anything or whatnot, but he sure as hell feels like it when he's in there, right? Like, maybe it's just me, but he's doing a lot of these paint brushes and that's a Claudio combination right there. Oh, here we go. Oh, he went for the... There you go. This is how Reynolds gets caught. No! Okay. Oh, this is it. He's out. Yep. 95% of the time, it ends up being Reynolds being the issue here, so. What in the hell? All right. This is where you get a full heel turn here. Claudio just gut wrenches Silver out, says, nope, we're not dealing with you today. So are we going to get... Is this... We could get Evil Uno on Moxley next week in Montreal. That's another Canadian. Oh, he was going for the pile driver and Yuta missed his spot. He's supposed to be there sooner. Is this the way they're trying to get Paige out here? All right, what are they going to do here? He says, no, I'm done. Okay. This is where the BCC turns full heel. It's about damn time. You can imagine how awkward this is going to be for Renee now. Oh, this is a little bit of insane if you ask me. This whole crowd wants them to fight right now, but we got that main event to get to yet here. Claudio almost takes out a fan in ringside there. If you remember when Mox and Bryan Danielson started the group, it was supposed to be a heel, it seems. So yes, it's about time. I think it was more about intensity than it was about heel and face, right? That's what I got out of it. When you talk about a fight club, you're talking about guys that are, intense with each other and fierce with each other. So, but as we're heading into our last major break before the main event here, I usually go through, for those that have been here regularly, I usually go through what's going to be coming up here this week in terms of streams and activity here. Make sure you check out our wrestling YouTube channel. Oh, and of course I hit the game. Let's go to the gaming one first. Got daily stuff on there, including Fortnite, including Hi-Fi Rush, including Legend of Zelda. PJC's got the WWE 2K22 My Faction. The final card that got released this week was the John Cena Ladder Achievement, John Cena 99 card. And he's got a playthrough on how you achieve that and how he stepped up and how he's got his Ultimate Dad Bod team put together. So make sure you check us out on the YouTube channel. That'll be coming up on Monday. And of course, the button I was supposed to press there is the wrestling YouTube channel. We'll have these replay of this up there later tonight. It'll be running on Premiere, and then on Friday we have another edition of the Stardom Wrestling Review with Mel Ball and Andre C. I believe it's one of the nights of the Triangle Derby that they're covering there on that. So make sure you check that out. In terms of what we're doing here on stream, tomorrow we're going to be doing Bayonetta 1 once again, chapters at least 6 and 7. We're going to try and hack as much as we can into that game, getting ready for Cereza and the Lost Demon coming out on the 17th. I'm probably going to try and go earlier than later tomorrow just so I can see how much I can fit in terms of gameplay wise. And then probably going to have a stream on the weekend. Those are always TBA as of right now, except for the 25th, which I'll do something a little more formal about that later on. But and then next week, Monday, do a little bit more Guilty Gear Strive. We're having so much fun with it last week. We'll get back into that. Tuesday night, I want to get back into seeing if we can get the Atlanta Thrashers a few more victories in NHL 2K3, the old retro game. If you guys were around yesterday, I did a bit of an informal stream late, and we started playing the season out there. Then, of course, bringing us back to the AEW Dynamite Sidecast next Wednesday. We're going to be here, and it's going to be Wiener Peg. And for those that don't know, Winnipeg is that cousin that everybody just feels bad for across the country. Winterpeg, Wienerpeg. It's where the taxes are, where the National Tax Center is, so we all hate it as well. So makes me feel really old that 2K3 is retro. So the J.A.S. are actually trying to recruit the Acclaim. At least we know what our next feud is for the Acclaimed, which I feel bad for them. The fact that they this is only going to be 10 minutes here, guys, so get your predictions in while you can. So we're getting another rerun again of Guevara and Andretti. Takeshita and Vance is a hoss fight? All right, I'll live with it. Somebody let Shout at the Cloud know. Riho is going to be on Rampage on Friday. Somebody get a hold. Somebody get a hold of Shout at the Cloud and let him know. And the Rebar Mitzvah. More like a rehab mitzvah, but that's just me.
You idiot.
And I just find it nuts that we're going to get nine people on our main event. So we're getting the falls count anywhere. It's going to last 10 minutes. They don't say submission, they say surrender. I like that. This is funny. I like how they change the names up just enough to make it sound a little bit different compared to everybody else. The fight's in the back, guys. It's falls count anywhere. Get your cameras back there already. Oh, it's Wardlow's car. You don't... Oh. You want to make that thing look like a weapon? That stupid gold ribbon, ring, sonic ring, whatever the frick you want to call it? Don't let it hit the ground and let it bounce like that. Seriously. Well, that rental's toast. Cheerio. There we go. I'll give you that one. Oh. Beer keg through the window. Shout out to Beercade for that one. Oh, they're ringing the bell now. WWE is overproduced, but sometimes AEW is underproduced. Yeah, I'd agree with you on that. They have a lot of great action. Just sometimes it just. I will say this. We had the same problem with had the same problem with WCW, so the comparisons will continue. By the way, did you guys hear I don't know how much you guys are into WWE GM. I hope you're into it a lot. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The new WWE 23 game actually has WCW as one of the factions that or one of the shows you could book as a GM. I was just watching the preview video with Breeze and Woods giving all the details about it, and it looks interesting. I want to see how it works out. So yeah, like you get to book Nitro and the paper. Basically, they're going to give you that name, that you're that brand. So I don't know how that's exactly going to work, but I'm pretty sure you get to book Nitro and the pay-per-views. Like basically what would have happened if WCW won the Invasion. You're not going to get the sold out or pay-per-views like that. You might, but yeah, let's just say I had a few requests to take a look at that. So we might be looking at that going forward here after St. Patrick's Day. Not confirming yet, but I want to make sure it's good for you guys to watch before I officially book anything for anything whatnot like that. And he gets sent through a wall. That's always great. Aubrey, you can start counting anytime you want because you know it is knockout is I don't know whether she tripped or if that was her actually going for a pin. That's funny. But no, there's a lot of interesting things coming up with 2K23, so I originally said I wasn't going to buy it until it was on sale, but yeah, I've pre-ordered AEW. I pre-ordered Fight Forever. I might actually consider pre-ordering 2K just to see what's going on here. I know that Crowder's going to be dealing with a lot of My Faction stuff on it on our YouTube channel. Well, I know Dadbot is actually going to be cutting back a little bit on his streaming time on his own when it comes to games and whatnot. He'll be a special guest on my channel and Jules' channel all the time, and he's going to have a regular spot on the YouTube channel, though. So, and a lot of that is going to be covering the My Faction part of WWE 2K. These guys are literally just throwing everything they can at each other as they see everything go by. Eventually, you got to expect them to come down to the ring for that. But you got to... I like the little subtle touch on what shirt Wardlow's got. Because he's got an FTR shirt going, the FTR tank top. If you guys don't remember... FTR was Wardlow's backup in a few situations, so I think it was in his previous feud right before Joe. TNT title is now the Bay Area title now. Nice. Oh, this is cool. They actually have multiple referees in this. And there's a spine on the pine for the spine on the pine. That's the moment where you know it's... Yeah. Get that damn Power Slam ad off my frickin' TV. That's all I gotta say about that. Get that advertisement off my TV. There's the F10. It's not going to do it though, because we still got 7 minutes left before the end of the show. The crowd's crying for tables. I don't think they're going to get it for this match. Maybe. And there's another power bomb. That's always great. Or spine buster. 2 spine busters. So it's actually really fun. I don't know if they're going to actually have somebody bring out a championship. Could you imagine this being a big story and after this match is done and Wardlow wins, somebody comes out and hits him with the championship and it's like, maybe it's Joe or maybe some new opponent. That would pop me if there was actually somebody new. Who has the best looking spine buster of all time? Yeah, Wardlow tweeted about the I haven't looked at Twitter since we started the show. I'm not a very good social person when I'm on stream in terms of checking out the outside world, so that I would like to see if it was Miro that did that. Who has the best looking spine buster of all time? I'm still going to go with Double A. Arn Anderson in his prime when he could pop his hips the way he could. I see that now, Astrid. Hobbs almost got caught his shoulder underneath that table. Off that side rig of the table there. Yeah, I would have to say that Arns is double A when he could do it properly. That spine buster was absolutely filthy. Yeah, if you guys haven't heard, and I know I brought this story up multiple times, we were supposed to be called Spinebuster Media before we were called Backbreaker. I do like the BBM logo, the acronym though, because it's cheap enough that the acronym before this was ESPN for us. Like before Backbreaker Media, we were the Edmonton Sports Podcast Network, so ESPN for short. Nobody else used that, right? And then we went, because my favorite move was a spine buster, and apparently it sounded too close to gut buster for a friend of ours, so the frick is QT Marshall doing out here? Wait, what? So there is a title sitting on the desk there. That must have been who QT. QT must have been the one that brought it out. Are you kidding me? All right, that looked like it was a solid thud. Sure you can. All you have to do is lean down. Nope. Wow. Wow. 4 days. 4 days. What do you guys think of this? Like, I don't mind, like I was saying earlier, I don't mind if this means Wardlow's going up somewhere, but if they're going to hot potato this title like they did 4 or 5, 6 other times here, like this, remember what they did with Cody and Sammy? That title went back and forth 4 or 5 times. Like, to me, this is like, okay. I don't mind it. Like, the fact that you have Powerhouse with the championship, get Wardlow moving up somewhere if that's the way you're going to go with this. But if not, if this is going to be a hot shot back and forth, as long as they play it right, it could be okay, but Darby Reese only had it a couple weeks. Yeah, like Darby's done that. We've had Cody and Sammy do that repeatedly. Scorpio Sky's had it for a couple times. Yeah, pretty much every champion except for Miro and Brody. Yeah, Wardlow still has unfinished business with MJF, but I don't think we're there yet. I think that Wardlow fight might be the double, or not the double, the all-in match that we get in September. Either that, or we're going to get Adam Cole. I almost said Michael Cole. I'm like, what the hell am I thinking here? Or else we get the Adam Cole match at All In. Assuming everything goes good and everything flows right, which we can't count on these days, especially with injuries. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Dynamite tonight. And as far as I'm concerned, this is another one that really flew by. There wasn't anything that really held the show down. Another solid show coming out of the pay-per-view. Juice Robinson making his big time debut, I think is the best way to put it. He's been around before, but he made an appearance here going up against Ricky Starks, setting up that feud. We got the Elite versus the J.A.S. versus the House of Black in a trios match. A trios match next week in Montreal. Shame on me. Winnipeg. You know, it's Canada. Most people outside of Canada interject all these cities back and forth across all over the place anyway. But anyway. Yeah, we got MJF just hovering right now, which I'm fine with. Let him simmer. And then the main event. Well, shout out to FTR on that promo as well tonight. Like, we had a character change for the BCC finally to the heels that they act like they should be. And then you also have FTR pulling out that awesome promo there against the champs, the ass boys as I'll call them. I don't want to call them the Guns. And then this main event, like QT coming back to work with Powerhouse Hobbs, setting up the mid-card feud, which is probably going to carry the majority of the next 2 months of programming. Now, whether it's the two of them against Wardlow or that, no 10-minute promos, 6 or 7 matches. We had Ruby Soho. Let's give a shout out to Ruby Soho right now. That promo by Ruby Soho, the emotion, the feeling, the energy behind it, and the honest to goodness, you could see how she is seething and how it's coming out of her and how things are extended now with the improvement there. Just absolutely fantastic. And Willow being injected into this feud is always going to be a bonus as well. So all around, I cannot wait for AEW Dynamite next Wednesday in Winnipeg. So I will be here. I know there's people that I know that are going to the show. I believe Jupiter Vision and Shout at a Cloud are going. Or no, Jupiter Vision's going to Winnipeg. Shout at a Cloud's going to Vancouver to go see Minoru Suzuki. I remember that now. But either way, it's going to be a hell of a lot of action. I'm going to be here with you guys next Wednesday.